The market just took a real hit. Oil spiked, tech tumbled, and a lot of people panicked. And while that was happening, I made a series of decisions with my own money. But honestly, probably not the ones you'd expect. I didn't dump everything in. I held back on some, I leaned into others, and I only used a small slice of what I had. The reasons behind all of it are the most useful thing I can show you about how I actually invest when things get scary. Stay with me. Welcome back to the journey. I started at 32, no plan, nobody to explain it. Now I build it in public. Every move, every mistake, completely honest. And before I say one more word, this is not advice. This is just me showing you my real thinking on a rough market day. Your situation is your own. If that's the version you want, subscribe and let's go. So first, why did the market even drop? Here's the real reason, and it matters. A fragile ceasefire between the US and Iran fell apart, and that disrupted the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow waterway that carries about 20% of the entire world's oil. When that's threatened, oil prices spike, and higher oil means higher inflation fears, which spooks the whole market, especially technology and semiconductor stocks. Semiconductors got hit the hardest. Some chip makers dropped as much as 9% in a single day. My portfolio leans into tech and semis, so a lot of what I own went red. That's the backdrop. Now here's exactly what I did, and what I chose not to do. But one thing you need to know first, or none of this makes sense. My regular investing is already on autopilot. Every single week, automatically, I put money into my funds no matter what the market does. Up, down, scary, calm. It just happens. That's my baseline, and it takes all the emotion out of it. But this particular week, I had something extra. A bonus came in. A lump sum, just sitting there. So my question was never, should I panic and chase this dip? It was simpler and calmer. I've got this extra money to invest anyway. Where should it go? The market being down just helped me decide the timing. So everything I'm about to walk you through is me deploying a bonus with intention, not emotion buying a crash. Big difference. And one more thing, I didn't even use most of it. I put in only about 20% and deliberately kept the rest. I'll tell you why at the end. So let's start with what I did not buy, because that's just as important. A bunch of my funds fell, VOO, QQQ, IFRA, ITA, and others. They were down. But here's the thing. They were still trading above what I originally paid for them. So even though they dropped, they weren't actually a discount for me yet. And in a volatile market like this, that happens all the time. Some things dip below your cost, some stay above. I'm not going to buy something just because it's a little red if it's still above my average. No forced moves. And remember, I already have automatic weekly deposits going into these anyway, so I'm never chasing. Every week, rain or shine, I'm buying a little. The bonus didn't change that. It just gave me extra to place with intention. Same story with SCHD, my steady dividend fund. I actually wanted to add to it. But two reasons I didn't. One, it went up that day, not down, even crossing $33 at one point above my price. And two, I already put $40 into it every single week automatically, so it's covered. No reason to chase it higher. And SMH, my semiconductor fund, this one did drop. And semis are volatile, they swing hard, so the temptation to pile in is real. But I already buy SMH every week automatically too. So I added just a small amount and stopped. I did not let a scary red number bully me into overbuying the most volatile thing I own. Discipline over adrenaline. So where did I lean in? QQQI and JEPQ, my high-yield income ETFs. They dropped, and here's the subtle thing most people miss. These funds aren't built to grow in price. Their job is to pay me income every month. So when they dip, buying more doesn't make me rich on the share price, but it lowers my average cost and gets me more shares, which means more monthly dividend income. So with extra money to place, on a day they were down, this is where it made the most sense to lean. And then the move I'm most proud of, strategically. I sold a tiny leftover piece of SOXX, an old semiconductor position I'd stopped adding to, and moved that money into something new, JEPI. Why? I already have two high-income ETFs, QQQI and JEPQ, but both are tied to the Nasdaq. That's a lot riding on one part of the market. JEPI is high income too, but built on the S&P 500 instead. So I'm starting to spread my income across two different areas, not just one. It's small right now, but it's the start of a plan. As my dividends grow enough to reinvest on their own, I want to lean toward that broader, steadier income, thinking years ahead, not days. Now, the honest part I owe you, and this is the real reason I only used 20%. Was any of this the right call? I genuinely don't know yet. I thought it all through. What to buy, what to leave, why. But the truth is, the market could keep falling tomorrow, so I made a deliberate choice. Don't spend the whole bonus. Deploy a piece now, keep the rest as dry powder, and wait to see what happens. If it drops more, I've still got money ready. This was all extra cash, a bonus, not my rent, not my savings, not money I need. Money I chose to put to work instead of letting it sit. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend I've cracked some code. I made my best decisions with the information I had on a stressful day, and I kept some back because I'm humble enough to know I could be wrong. The buys, the holds, the cash I'm sitting on, the uncertainty, all of it, honest. Because that's the whole point of this channel. I'm not a guru. I'm a regular person at the base of the mountain, figuring it out in real time, and letting you watch every honest step. Some of these calls will look smart later, some might not. That's investing. That's the real thing nobody shows you.
If you want to see how these decisions actually play out, next month, next step, all of it, subscribe and hit the bell. That bell is the only way YouTube tells a small channel like mine the next chapter is live. And tell me below, when the market drops, are you a buyer, a holder, or do you wait it out? I genuinely want to know. This is Grow and Explore with me. No hype, no fear, just the honest climb. Grow and explore with me.